Hello my dear friends, welcome to a new video from Mad Max Deals and Reviews. Although this video is not a review, I am working on one, actually on the Brinyte WT01, the Apollo. And as usual, when I receive such a sample, and thank you for Brinyte for sending me and giving me the chance to test your products, I did not receive any compensation. I'm not paid for my work, for my review, and therefore I play a lot and try a lot of things, and nobody tells me what I have to say and nobody tells me what I'm not allowed to say. And in this case, I'm kind of split. I love Brinyte, I love the contact and the really nice people. The Oath Keeper, the PT18, is a wonderful flashlight, really thought from the beginning to the end. And so I had high hopes in the Apollo, and many other testers already published their reviews and showing the very nice beam. It has an SST20 LED producing a little bit more than advertised. They say 1100 lumens in turbo, and I got 1130, and stable for minutes, for a long time. In 2 minutes it dropped from 1130 to 1082. So compared to a lot of other flashlights, that's really nice. And there is a high, they say 400, I measured 444. The low should be 70, sorry, I had 76, and 10 in moon, and I had 11, so, or low, medium, high, turbo. That's the four stages, and that's very nice. And this emergency light, this blackout function it has, comes with the idea, and I really love the idea. They have a wireless charging cradle, a stand, which has a very nice rubber there, so it really sticks on the flat surface. And you just have your flashlight in there. A green light indicates that it's fully charged in the moment. If you put in a battery below 4.1 volts, I think in my results, there will be an orange light indicating that it is charging. And it sits there until the power comes off, and let me demonstrate it by just plugging it off, and then the flashlight itself comes on. So you find it when it's standing on the shelf or somewhere else. So you immediately find it and can use it in the low mode. And when you have it, then it's a very simple operation, very stress-proof maybe. You click and it's bright. That's always starting in turbo, no mode memory, no nothing, no double clicks, no click and holds. Well, yeah, but for operating, click is on, another click is high, medium, low, off. High, medium, low, off, high, medium, low, off. You can see this is double clicks, triple clicks, whatever, it just goes through the modes. And if it's on, you can hold it, then you have a strobe, an emergency strobe. Another click gives you an SOS. Another click goes back to the normal operation. So no magic in there. So simple, and maybe it will not satisfy the EDC guys wanting aux lights and colors and modes and blinkies and stormlight. That's not meant for this. And it has a big, nice size, so it's heavy, you can use it. It contains a 26650 battery, so with a lot of stamina, a lot of power in it to work for a long time, which you need when there is a power outage. And there's my small problem. And there is where I need your help. Please, if you have Apollo, if you have some kind like a USB tester which can show voltage and the amps, the current, and if you own a multimeter, please grab your sample and help me reproduce my numbers. Because my numbers make me not happy. Maybe it's just my sample. Then everything is good. Then I maybe ask Brinyte for by myself one to see if there is a difference. Sorry. Or we see all of the Apollos are, in my feeling, in my personal opinion, on the edge of the being safe window to being unsafe. And when it comes to battery safety, I prefer to have the safety range on this low side, not on the high end. And here is what I found. I found the cradle just sitting here, connected to any USB outlet. I tested the included charger, I tested several wall chargers, I tested power banks, that doesn't matter. It consumes 0.2 amps. This is 1 watt of standby power. So it says a little bit about the electronics in here, telling us it's just heating itself. And I measured 38 degrees, 39 degrees. That's not burning hot, of course, but I think in modern green times it could be better. That's one point I have criticism on it. And the next thing is, when you put in the flashlight, and even if it's full, it will be charged all the time. And I measured, I think the highest measure I had was 4.26 volts. So .36 amps, sitting there for 2 hours. You see it's green, not charging. Switch it off. It is noticeable warm. Maybe we can show 41 degrees Celsius. So lots of this energy was transferred into heat. The protected original cell. Hope you guys can read that. 4.25 volts. That's a lot. Which is, in my opinion, a little bit too much. In a lot of documentations you read, the safety value is 50 millivolts, which would be 4.25. And I measured that a lot after 1 hour of sitting there. And I'm not sure what happens if it sits 10 days, 2 months, a year. What happens to the cell? Maybe the safety circuit trips, and then it's not functional at all. So you have warming, and when this is charging, it gets 42 degrees, 43 degrees when it's charging the full battery. When charging an empty battery, it goes up to 1.4 amps. That's okay. I'm okay with that. But when it's full, there is no charging cutoff, as far as I could measure. Please help me, give me your values. So the first value I ask you is, how many amps are going in there when it's empty? 0.2 in my case, 1 watt. The next thing would be, you use the empty tube, there's just the wires in there and possibly any electronics. And when you drop that in, it does charge nothing. And the power consumption doubles to 0.36, 0.38 amps. So that's 2 watt for heating an empty tube. And when you now please take your multimeter and measure from the outer ring, which is the negative, to the inner ring, which is positive, I get 4.69 volts. So 4.69 volts is the transferred energy, which then is delivered to the driver electronics to charge the battery. Maybe here mine is off a little bit, and so that I do not get any influence from from the wall, because in Austria we have AC with 230 volts and 50 hertz. To get rid of that, I tried the power bank, because there's just 5 volts or nearly 5 volts coming out of it. So give me that number too. Yeah, and when your battery has been sitting in there, please measure also the battery voltage. And I measured it before. 4.25 volts is a little bit too much. And I'm not at the point telling you that's a dangerous equipment. I just have questions. I'm not sure. And please help me, give me your numbers, and I will write messages to the other guys who published reviews and ask them to reproduce my findings or not. Hopefully I am wrong. And please comment what you're thinking about this topic, and let me know your numbers. Help me, and tell your friends if you know they have an Apollo. I do not know all of them, of course. Please give them a link to my video. Ask them, I want to find out what's going on. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.